in his rookie season. For him, I think the only unfortunate part is that he probably won't win Rookie of the Year unless literally he comes back and his team just goes on a crazy tear. If he comes back and his team makes the playoffs, he's my Rookie of the Year. I've seen Ja Morant in person. I think Ja Morant is going to be one of the greatest point guards to ever live if he can sustain health, because he plays a little bit too wild for me, and I don't like his landing mechanics. But if they've worked with Zion on his landing mechanics, on his running mechanics, his jumping mechanics, and his walking mechanics, so that way he can put less stress on his knees, I think that is something that if you're a Pelicans fan, you should be prideful over and happy at, because a lot of the times teams wait before it's too late to try to retrain guys' bodies and minds to play better. And I think that what you've seen even with them with Lonzo's shot, right? The main problem that everybody was complaining about with the Lakers is that they ain't had no shooting coaches the past couple of years. Now you see they got a few shooting coaches this year because LeBron and Anthony Davis is there. You need a shooting coach. But what you see with the Pelicans is, Lonzo's shooting motion is like the old motion is completely gone. Like there is none of this anymore at all. It's literally up and out. He was straight up and out. He didn't know he was working on it. He was working on it, but it's a different level of fluidity that I've seen him, kind of hit at this step. So I'm looking at this Pelicans organization. I'm thinking, okay, even seeing Zion's podcast with JJ Redick, he talked about how they're always making him watch film, or they're making him do some type of workout, or they're coaching him on. That podcast is fresh, by the way, because I never really. But I'm just gonna say, so seeing what they're doing with him, I think they're looking at him and rather than trying to pound his body, because they know that they want to be delicate with his body, they're pounding his mind and trying to make him a smarter basketball player. And a lot of things that you see from guys, and even Jalen Rose is saying Zion should redshirt. He was saying he should redshirt because he should, you can get to see the game, watch the game a little bit more. Well, I done got 40 games of watching the game. I played in it. I was out 40 games. If I ain't seen what I can see from this team in 40 games, I'm not going to see nothing differently next year. Well, I'm just going to have to come back and learn the team again because it's going to be a whole new team. So the fact that they've been really honing in and focusing in on his mind, it tells me the right thing. Seeing him dunk like that in the Garden lets me know that he's confident in his body. Because after guys have knee surgeries, you kind of wonder if they're going to still want to jump and land the same, or they're going to have the same confidence. He said 2 weeks ago he could have been back 2 weeks ago. So I think we'll see. I'll let you talk, and then we can talk about specific in terms of numbers. But I'm excited to see him play. I'm glad he's playing. But seeing him, I'm seeing more of his mental, which is something that I really, really like, because he's a guy like Bron where you can easily come in the league and even I think Zion mentioned, he's like, when I'm in college, I had a schedule, get up 3, blah, blah, blah. Now I'm in the NBA, it's on me. It's on me. I'm like, man, guys I gotta work out on my own. Other than the team, showing me film, I gotta do this on my own. So I think that him even recognizing that is something that even if a guy like Beasley and early on in his career would have really recognized that and wanted to. I understand.
It's hard, bro.
But
I
understand it. I understand it. I'm not judging him, but I'm just saying, even if a guy like Beasley would have had that kind of mentality earlier on, he might have even been a much better pro as a pro. But you seeing a guy like Zion kind of come in, I don't see the pompous kind of thing that I would expect kind of to see from him. He's a humble young man, and I feel like he's going to be a student of the game, and I think that will give him much more longevity than a lot of people who think his body is going to fail him. Because if his mind is sharp, you can with his ability, there's no reason, even at the worst, with no athletic ability, he couldn't be Zebo or Zebo-like. You know what I mean? Even I'm saying even if his athleticism is not there, Larry Johnson. Still, go ahead.
I watched the podcast with Redick. It's the first time I really heard him talk. I was like, you know what, you'll be all right. You'll be fine. Yeah. I think his heart's in the right place. I think his mind's in the right place. So I think he'll be fine. It's probably actually not, nobody ever wants to get hurt, but it's probably good the injury happened to him now, as you realize, hey, I'm David Griffin said, hey, I'm not invincible. Things can't happen to me.
Yeah.
As opposed to this happening to you in your 3rd, 4th year, and then you hadn't really, put the right habits in. Yeah. As opposed to this happening to you right off the start, you realize, okay, I'm not invincible. It's a real thing. I really gotta take care of my body, watch my weight, watch the things I eat. This is a full-time job. I'm not in college anymore. I think that's the one thing that hurts people. It's you never play as much basketball that you're gonna play in your rookie season. You gotta think you were just in college. You probably went to the tournament. You did all your workouts. That's much mileage on you. Then you did preseason. Then you did summer league. Then you did a whole 82-game season. So you never gonna have as much stress on you as you're gonna have this season. So I think it's good that this happened. And again, like you said, you get to sit back, watch the game, see how you can help. See what everybody does and see like, okay, all right, what do I need to do to make this team better? As far as the Pelicans making the playoffs, I doubt it. The reason being is I don't think, first of all, he's going to be on the minutes restriction. They're not just going to run him out there, I would assume, for 35 minutes a night. He's going to start out maybe like a minutes restriction for like 2 weeks or something like that.
20 minutes of Zion is better than no minutes of Zion.
I know, but I'm saying he's going to start off like a minutes restriction or something like that. I think it's also going to take a little bit of time for everybody to gel together, I think. I think that B.I. got to get a little bit less shots. I think he's what they've been missing. Like if you look at every and obviously the defense is more so been a problem with them. But even with Favors back, I honestly just think he's what they've been missing. I think Josh Hart projects better coming off the bench and getting buckets off the bench. He's a guy that I looked at and I didn't have that much faith as a Laker. I thought he would be good, but now I'm actually going like, you know what? You could be at 85 at 2K. You could max out at 85. Who, Josh Hart?
Yeah,
no, we can't.
I think he can. I think he can.
Max
I think he can. I think I see him being like a more slasher version of a Lou Will. I just think he can get buckets. I really do. And
I think he can max out. I think
he's better on the bench. So Zion coming back puts everybody in their actual position.
I think he can max out at 71 with like not 71.
71.
79.
Damn.
79 with hella badges. No, I mean like 79. 79 but with some crazy ass badges. Like you probably got a couple gold and silver badges in there. So when you play the game, you play better than a 79.
He can't be as high rated as Nick Batum.
Nick Batum was 79. I think it's 79, like 81, something like that.
At his height, he was 85.
How many years ago was this?
2-3 years ago.
No, he wasn't 85 2-3 years ago.
Nick Batum was 85 before.
I
feel like he was 85. He got the
2-3
max.
years ago.
He got that contract. He was 85.
2-3 years ago, I guarantee.
What year you get that max?
Like 4 years ago.
Man, he was 85 on 2K.
He was 83.
He was 85.
And no, I don't think he can be Nick Batum good. I think people forget how good Nick Batum was before injury took him down. Like, he wasn't $120 million good, but Nick Batum was a damn good basketball player. He won 185.
I'm not saying he's gonna beat Nick Batum. I'm just saying like
I feel you. I think Josh
in terms of you get what I mean.
No,
because everybody on NBA Twitter take me way too literal. It's like, bro, like stop, G.
I think Josh Hart's a good basketball player. Like again, I thought that everybody, which is why I said a million times. I think the biggest thing for the Lakers last year was health. It's one of the biggest what ifs in basketball to me. I don't think that team was bad. I don't think you need to trade for Anthony Davis. I actually, when everybody got hurt, it made that decision very easy, especially when one man got a blood clot, and you just saw Chris Bosh. So it made that decision very easy to make. I just don't think you needed to trade for the man. But I think that the Pelicans will be a very, very fun watch. And I think Zion can save basketball in New Orleans.
Why won't they be able to make the playoffs? I need some actual basketball analysis as to why you think the Pelicans won't make the playoffs.
I like what the Spurs are doing. I think the Spurs, as long as barring injury, I think that they finally figured out we just have to shoot more threes. Even with LaMarcus shooting 44% from the field, from three, I think that helps a lot. DeMar has been playing incredible the past 2 weeks at least. The game against Toronto that he had last night.
This is a perfect time to trade him, by the way.
The
perfect time to trade him.
Yes, but I don't.
Who won?
Yes, but I don't know if you San Antonio if you want to accept the fact that you're rebuilding, and I think you can still do that with DeMar and with LaMarcus on the roster because I don't think that DeMar is just too old. Right? I think it's 29 years old. 29. Yeah. So he's still got 2, 3, 4 good years of basketball left. Like, you don't have to ship him out. I think LaMarcus is still I don't think you got to ship him out. I still think LaMarcus is like a solid basketball player. Granted, I don't want to say they can't, but I doubt it. I think it really depends on what OKC does. Does OKC say fuck it?
We're gonna talk about that a little bit later.
If OKC decides to not say forget it, then I think that only leaves you one spot, and I think that either honestly, bro, I think Memphis could stay in it. Memphis has won 5 straight games. I really think like the schedule they have coming up ain't bad. Memphis really don't depend on too many young players, really. They got Crowder, Dylan Brooks been in the league 2-3 years. Jonas has been in the league for a while. Titus, the one thing that helps Ja out so much is that they have a backup point guard.
You know what? Number one, OKC is selling. They're gonna sell at the trade deadline, and this is why we're gonna talk about this more in depth in terms about the team because because you predicted it right. We're gonna talk about that. But as them being in that, they're not gonna be there, and this is why. Their active roster cap is $131 million. They have 1.7 in dead cap, 15 million in the cap hole. Their total cap is $133 million, and they're minus $24.2 million in cap right now.